Good evening, everyone. Welcome to FuXion Live. My name is Cindy Lapp, and I'm here with my friends, and we're so excited about tonight's show. So if you can, in the comments, tell us where you're from and give us some likes, give us some hearts, and most importantly, share this video right now so that your friends and family can jump on before we get going here, because believe me, you are going to want them to hear this information tonight. I mean, we're talking about circuses and monkeys and chilling and balancing. I mean, does that even make sense? Well, I promise it's going to. So give us some hearts. Tell us hi, where you are. I'm actually right outside Denver, Colorado tonight. And we've got people joining us from all over. And so we'd love to see where you're from. But most importantly, the most important thing you can do tonight besides listening is to share this video. We definitely, push that button, right, Ross? Push that button to share this video and help us get the word out. And you can even tag your friends and family in the comments. If they can't watch it live, it is recorded. They can come back to this page, but it's more fun if they can watch it live. So we really enjoy that when we know that there were people on with us, and we've got just a packed house full of information tonight to share with you. And so, what is this circus and monkey thing all about, right? Like that's just, we had fun with that title. And we just want you to help us get the word out about FuXion, about that it's a movement. It's definitely a movement. FuXion being the #1 wellness company in Latin America. They've been around for 10 years, and they just recently launched here in the US just a little over a year ago. And what they do is they make healthy beverages, and they put them in powder form in little packets like this. So easy to take with you, put in your pocket, put in your purse, and drink them on the go. Just so very simple. These ingredients come from the Amazon. They are non-GMO, preservative-free, sugar-free, no artificial sugar, no artificial anything, no chemicals, no preservatives, nothing. And they provide a healthy alternative to the nasty drinks that so many people are addicted to, like sodas, energy drinks, sugar-laden coffee drinks that are super expensive, right? So this is a movement to inform and educate people that they actually have a choice in their beverages, and a choice that can provide a healthy lifestyle without sacrificing taste or enjoyment. And these products are revolutionary, cutting edge, they're refreshing, and they're delicious. And tonight, you are going to hear how these products can make a difference, a profound difference in people's lives. So every broadcast that we do on Thursday nights, we talk about FuXion products. Sometimes we talk about one, and sometimes we talk about 4 or 5. But tonight we're talking about 2. One is called Stress Less. They just changed the name. It used to be called Off, so you may have heard it called that, but the new name is now Stress Less, which is an appropriate name for what it does, and you're going to learn about that. And Pro Ball. 2 of my favorite products. I take them every day, sometimes more than once. And I invite you to pay close attention and see how these products can tame that circus and put those monkeys to rest, literally. So now it's my privilege to introduce my good friend, Ross Decker, who's coming to us all the way from Staten Island, New York. And he is an entrepreneur, family man. And what I know about Ross is that he is passionate about these products. So Ross, we're super excited to hear what you have to say tonight.
Well, thanks, Cindy. And I am excited to be on the program tonight. And I'm excited to be able to come and talk about Stressless. I thought I was going to talk about Off tonight, but instead we're going to talk about Stressless tonight. So Stressless is one of our absolute favorite products around here, and I'm going to get into exactly why in a minute. But Stressless is the product that helps you. It's relaxed yet focused. That's the best way I can describe it. Relaxed but focused. So we've got friends and family, and we all have friends and family that have trouble sleeping, have trouble turning it off at the end of the day. If you're like me, maybe you're the person who lays down to go to bed and you're tired, you're ready to go to bed. But as soon as that head hits the pillow, your brain kicks in, and now it's making your to-do list for tomorrow, and it's reminding you of everything you didn't get to today, right? If you're those people, let's see the hearts and the thumbs up in the comments. I'm definitely one of those people where your mind is just racing and you just can't get a restful night's sleep. And you certainly, some of us, we don't want to go the route of a sleep aid where, it may be habit forming, or you may have that sleep hangover in the morning. And with Stressless, you don't have any of that. It's not something that you have to take every day, but it's something that you can take as needed. In the evening before you shut down for the night, pour yourself some Stressless and have a good night's sleep. And the reason it works so well is because of the amino acid mix. The natural combination of herbal extracts. It's got a vitamin B complex, essential fatty acids. It's like Cindy said, it's sweetened by stevia, and it just banishes stress. We've got so many friends and family now that have made it part of their regular routine, and it's got L-arginine, L-lysine, L-theanine. It's got my favorite thing to say, tryptophan. And I think everybody knows, Thanksgiving comes around and the family, has the turkey, and then everybody passes out and takes a big nap before the football game. Why is that? Because of tryptophan. And we've got that in our Stressless product. So it brings the amino acid mix brings emotional balance. It's shown to calm anxiousness and really to fight sleeplessness. So it's a fantastic product, and we're so proud to have it as part of our lineup. And one of the things that we love to do, I'm just going to show you this real quick. We went through all these ingredients, and on their own, they're fantastic, and they have proven results. But if you were to buy all these things separately, you'd be taking like 16 pills. It'd probably run you about $139 for a month's supply. But when you put all of these things together, you've got the fantastic results, and they just work so well together. And I said in the beginning that we have so many friends and family. One of the things that we dealt with in our own family was a lot of anxiousness and stress. And one of the I'll cut to it. My son, Eric, middle school, just graduated middle school. And yes, thank you. There he is. There's Eric. He had a lot of trouble at school, and getting him to go to school, I likened it to trying to give a cat a bath or take the dog to the vet. His arms were out in the morning. He did not want to go to school, and it was very stressful for the family. It was stressful for him. It weighed down on a lot of things, and we had conversations with guidance counselors, and we were trying to figure out, what was it? And it was about that time that we discovered these FuXion products, and we really had no place else to go. So we said to Eric, why don't you try Stressless? And he's a kid. He was nervous about something that, maybe it doesn't taste good. Maybe it tastes like medicine. And, he certainly didn't want that. So, he's right here. So let me bring him in. This is Eric. Eric is Eric's our favorite Stressless guy. And as you can see in the little picture, we can document that prior to Eric taking Stressless, his grades were, as you can see in the bottom, 60, 60, 65, 55. And then we introduced Stressless, 75. Little dip for the 55, but then 80, 75, and then 80, and then eventually 95. So, Eric, school was difficult for you before Stressless, but what kind of what do you feel happened after you started drinking it before school?
So after I started to drink it before school, when I got to school, I felt very calm. I felt stress-free, and that really, really helped with my grades, my focus.
So you absolutely hated school.
Yeah, at that time.
At that time?
Mm-hmm.
But then what happened?
So then because like I started to focus more, I was able to make it into National Junior Honor Society in 7th grade. And,
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting because I went from someone who was stressed all the time and getting these bad grades because of my stress to going into the National Junior Honor Society, which was really great.
Isn't that awesome? That's such a cool story. I love that. So can you imagine, all the stress that the family was under? Well, we were working with Eric and working with him after school and homework and projects to have that lifted. So Stressless is a product that can really help. It can help children, teens. We're going to hear a couple more stories. But who noticed a big difference at school? Who noticed?
Oh, my music teacher, she noticed the difference in my focus, in my grades, and she actually became a customer.
Yeah.
For our whole.
Wow.
Yeah. His drama teachers, became a customer because she noticed the change. And Eric always makes sure that he's got a packet of Stressless in his backpack or in his lunchbox. So when she saw that, she was like, I'm going to have to do that. So thank you very much, sir. And I will see you upstairs in a little bit.
Yay.
Isn't that great? So we love Fusion in this family, and we love Stressless. So right now I am going to turn this over to Lenore, who's in Denver. Thanks.
Yeah, hey,
Lenore.
thank you, Ross. That's fantastic. Great job. I don't know about you guys, but I will tell you, one of the things that I do, and I do too much, is stress. And that is, I worry about my job. I worry about my teenage girls. I'm a single mom. I worry about my dog. I worry about my mom. I worry about the bunions on my feet. I mean, there's things I worry about that I have no control over. And what that did to me was not only a psychological, but a physiological effect on it. So I actually was staying up till about midnight. This was about 8 months ago, before I was introduced to Fusion. I was staying up till about midnight, and my body reacted in a very interesting way, is that I couldn't sleep. I got up at 3:30, and like Ross said, my mind started definitely racing, and all these things were going through my head. And I was like, well, I'll get up and go to work. And I thought I could kid myself for a while, and I could live off of 3.5 hours of sleep. We know that cannot be done effectively, because guess what happens to your body when that happens? I was cranky. Your mama's right, everybody. You need sleep to be a healthier, better person, you guys. It means that you need to get rest, that it helps you with your weight. It helps you be a better worker. It helps you be a better parent. It is so essential. And I was kidding myself thinking I was okay. So I was on the cusp of going for those either over the counter or pharmaceutical type of drugs to help me sleep. I mean, my gosh, have you guys ever read the ingredients on this stuff? It's disgusting. Don't go there. Like you said, it can be totally addictive. But I actually was sitting on my kitchen table, was a bunch of samples of Fusion. I won't lie, they sat there for a couple of weeks before I finally said, all right, I'm going to give it a try. Fusion Stressless was the very first product I tried in our line. And I think one of the most important things that I felt was it was better than a Calgon take you away moment. I felt like it was one of those, like, I take a deep breath from my diaphragm and I just immediately relaxed. That body, yeah, we're all doing it. Take a deep breath, okay, yeah, it is a better feeling even than that. Now, I went to bed that night and I was shocked that I didn't wake up at 3:30. I woke up at 6 a.m. to my alarm clock. So the effects, which I was really shocked, was very immediate for me. And that was super cool, because then I thought, wow, okay, I got through the day. I was more productive. I didn't go through my 3:00 p.m. slump where I was feeling like I needed a really unhealthy energy drink or energy bar or eating and all of that. So after a couple of weeks of that, I started sleeping better. The weight started slipping off. I wasn't staying up as late as I was. I mean, it just really did help me tremendously. My teenage daughter, guess what happens to teenage girls? Hormones start to go crazy. And we're going to be talking about some of that later. But the first thing that I did give my 13-year-old, who was the same like your son, Ross, was that, you know, the stress with school, middle school stinks. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't want to go back to middle school even if you paid me. But the stress of school, friends, grades, all those things completely wigged her out to the point where she wasn't sleeping through the night and her grades were going down. Same thing. So I didn't even tell her what I was giving her. I said, here, have this fantastic tropical drink. You're going to love it. She now to this day drinks about 2 a day. It helps her focus. It helps her grades go up. You know, that is so true. When you're focused and you rest and all of that great stuff starts to fall into place and you become more productive. We are so grateful to have Stressless in this house. We will never go without it because it is so much of a more natural, healthier way of really calming the brain. She drinks it during the day. It doesn't make her sleepy. It is one of those things that is, like I said, it's like taking a big, deep breath of fresh air. Even saying Stressless sounds like you're going to the spa. So enjoy it. I love it. I am so grateful it was introduced to me.
Oh, awesome, Lenore. Well, we could end the show tonight, right? Because that is amazing. Thank you so much, Ross, and thank Eric. That was awesome that he could jump on, but we're not finished. So, so we have another product to talk about, and I have the honor of introducing another dear friend of mine, Isa O'Hara, who is coming to us. Well, you're in Texas today, but you normally live in Des Moines, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for taking time out on your vacation to talk with us tonight. And you're going to talk to us about Pro Ball.
Yes.
We're super excited to hear about that.
Very good. Thanks, Cindy, so much. It's so fun to be here with everybody. Such great stories. Oh my gosh. Well, I get to talk to you guys about Pro Ball, which is one of my favorite products. It's kind of an unsung hero in our product lineup, if you ask me. But it is all about balancing your hormones. And your hormones are critical to your good health. It's people like to joke when they get older, you know, the libido kind of drops, and people like to, you know, make jokes about, you know, the wife and the husband and, you know, things that don't happen in the bedroom. But honestly, a healthy libido is an indicator of healthy hormonal levels in your body. That shouldn't happen. I mean, truly, if we're getting what we need. And Pro Ball is a product that really gets us what we need to really get those hormones balanced. One of the ingredients in there, just like in the off, is the tryptophan, which, as Ross mentioned, is the turkey drug, right? So tryptophan is an essential amino acid. And what that means is you have to consume it in order to get it. Your body does not produce it. And that's why it's essential. It's essential to take it in. And why it's essential for us and why things like Pro Ball and Stressless that make us feel so good is because tryptophan is what turns into serotonin. And that is the proper way for us to get serotonin in our bodies, is through the amino acid that is tryptophan. And it also produces one of the B vitamins, niacin. And this is what teenagers would like to have whenever they get those skin things that happened in those teenage years, you know, get little eruptions on the face and you want to get that calmed down. Niacin is a key thing that helps with just keeping that skin smooth and healthy and keeps it with that glow. And it also helps with some keeping other cognitive functions balanced so that you can think more clearly. And then another ingredient here is oregano. And that helps to stimulate blood flow in the pelvic area specifically. And that helps with the hormonal functions for people of all ages. So you don't just think about the people like myself that have had several trips around the sun. I never like to call myself old because I don't want to affirm that, but I always think of myself as young. But I have been around the sun several times. And so even in, you know, having gone around several times, I do suffer from the sleeplessness issues on occasion. And what do I do to combat that? I do drink the off, but sometimes by itself, it's not enough. I need to add the ProBall in, or the stressless, I'm sorry. I'm calling it off too. The stressless, I drink that and I add the ProBall to it. And that puts me right out. I'll drink, if I forget to do it and I wake up at 2:00 in the morning one night, because I might be in one of those imbalanced stages, then it helps it doesn't take 20 minutes at the most, and I'm gone and I'm out for the rest of the night. And it's an amazing feeling. I absolutely love it. And I believe my friend Cindy, she has some really great experience, don't you, with ProBall that you could share with us?
Yes, I sure do, Isa. Like I said earlier, it's one of my favorite products. So being the age that I am, before I found FuXion products, I suffered from hot flashes. And I know not everybody knows what that is, but just take it from me. They're the weirdest thing that has ever happened. They're just awful. They're awkward and uncomfortable. And I was miserable. I was probably having 20 hot flashes a day. And so it was constantly at night. It was covers on, covers off, covers on, covers off, clothes on, clothes off. Like it's not life threatening, surely, but totally miserable and uncomfortable, and have to go outside to get cooled off in the winter. It was just, very, very inconvenient. So I started taking ProBall, and I take it hot in the morning with a few other products that I love. And I make a hot concoction, like a tea. And after a couple months of ProBall, doing it that way, I maybe have 2 hot flashes a week. They're just hardly noticeable. I mean, they're there, but from 20 a day to 2 a week, I mean, I will never be without my ProBall. So yeah, it's a favorite of mine. And we have another testimonial. I'm going to introduce Nancy Moore, who's coming to us from Durango, Colorado. And Nancy, you're going to share with us a testimonial from a younger person.
Yes. And that younger person is not me. The younger person is a mom named Brindy Nobis, and she had planned to be on the program. And when it turned out at the last minute, she had to take care of a family issue. She asked if we would go ahead and read her testimony, because she feels it's so important to share it. She's very young. So I'm going to share with you her letter to all of us. So my name is Brindy Nobis, and I live in Weatherford, Texas. At 38 years old, I was miserable due to heavy, long, and extremely painful monthly cycles. They would last 12 days and would start again in another 12 days. It was awful. My doctor was suggesting an ablation and a partial hysterectomy. I did try a few other treatments my doctor recommended, but nothing helped. No change at all. It was a terrible 2 years for me. I was tired, depressed, irritable, moody. I was absolutely miserable. My friend Jennifer knew what I was going through, and she introduced me to a product called ProBall. I felt immediate effects in my mood, less PMS symptoms. My mood was much happier, and I had an overall feeling of betterness. I don't know if that's a word, but that's how I felt, betterness. It was a mood boost for me. I wanted to work out. I now wanted to work out, and my pain and misery were gone. After using ProBall for about several months, I started to notice my cycle was not as heavy and was only lasting a week. I was no longer experiencing the painful cramps anymore. I was so happy because I was feeling so much better. My doctor could not believe that my body was correcting itself. She said I was back to normal. Now I don't need the awful procedures she was suggesting. She asked me what I had done, and the only change I made was to take ProBall. I have been seeing my doctor for over 13 years. She delivered all my babies. She has seen me at my best. She has seen me at my worst, and now seeing me at my normal, which is my best again. I took 2 packs a day of ProBall, one for breakfast and one at bedtime. And I'm so grateful to have found ProBall. I love so many of the Fusion products, but ProBall was truly the life changer for me. Isn't that extraordinary? I mean, a young woman, 38 years old, to have this change in her life. She got her life back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome, Nancy. Thank you so much for reading Brendy's testimonial. And I'm going to thank Brendy. I'm sure she'll watch this later because I know that her testimonial will help a lot of people because it's extraordinary what happened for her. So I just want to these stories tonight have been, well, they're profound. And so what would this world be like, if we can help more Erics of the world, right? More Brendys of the world, more Lenores with her, being a single mom and not being able to sleep. Like, what would this world be like with people that are less stressed, more focused, better sleep, right? Less cranky, right? Like, we can imagine helping one person at a time. And that's what I referred to in the beginning about this being a movement to educate people that they can make a difference in their health by these amazing healthy beverages. So, so maybe you learned something tonight. That's our intent, is that you learned something, and maybe you're tired of the circus, right? Maybe you're tired of those monkeys. And maybe you have questions, and that's all good, right? So if you do have questions, or maybe you'd like to try some of these products, get back with the person that invited you to this webinar. And I promise they will take good care of you. And but you can ask questions in the comments too, if that's if you can reach out that way. And we just want to thank you all for being with us tonight. And I want to thank all the participants in sharing their stories and sharing their circus, sharing their monkeys. It's not always easy to do, but I want you all to stay tuned, because at the bottom of the hour, don't go away, it's just a few minutes, I think, we have the amazing Randy Gage will be jumping on this very page. So you want to make sure you jump back on and listen to what Randy has to say. He has amazing insights on this business and this industry. He's an industry icon, and I learn something every single time I get to listen to him. So don't forget to come back shortly, and then we will be back next Thursday night, same page, same Facebook page, with a whole new program for you, all new products, different products, and you definitely want to hear about those as well. So again, I want to thank you all for your participation, and we'll say good night till next time. Bye.